welcome back to my Flosstube. Today is October 3rd and this is episode 3. Thank you to everyone who is returning and to anyone who is new. Thank you for stopping by and I hope you enjoy the video. It's been actually a while since I filmed last and I didn't mean to let it go this long without filming, but I just got busy. I work full-time and we are renovating our house. We want to move in by the end of the year, so it's kind of been like a push right now to get everything done, and that's taken up a lot of my time. I've still been stitching quite a bit. I just haven't found the time to film again, but here I am. Because of that, I actually have like quite a bit to show you, and I'm going to kind of split this over the next like 2 videos because I don't want it to be like super long. With all the stuff that I have a lot of new starts, and then I also have a lot of haul. So for this video, I'm gonna do finishes. I have a couple of finishes. I have a couple of whips that you've seen previously that I've been working on, and then I also have a bunch of new starts, and so that's what I'm going to show you in this video. And then the next video that I film, I'll show you all the haul. I've bought like quite a few new patterns and kitted them up and stuff, kitted up patterns that I already had here, and so I'll show you all that in my next video. So I guess let's get started. So first up with finishes, this is a finish that I've shown you before. I showed you like the piece when I finished stitching it, but I just got I'll just get it here. I picked up a frame from Michael's for this, and I put it in here. It's not like fully done. Let's see, ooh, that is, oh geez. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is Silent Night. I hope the glare's okay. It looks okay to me. Anyways, this is Silent Night by Cottage Needleworks. I showed you this one, I think in my first video. I already had it finished and I showed you it finished. I just put it in this frame. It's not actually like fully in the frame, like I didn't pull it tight or anything. You can see it's kind of wrinkled still. I just kind of set it in here because I wasn't sure about the frame and I wanted to kind of sit it in here so that I could, every time I walk by, I could kind of look at it and see if I liked it. And I do really like it, so I'm gonna fully finish it in here. This is, I can't remember how big this frame is. I want to say like 10 by 10 maybe. I don't know for sure. And I just bought this. It's like a little shadow box frame, you can see. And I bought this at Michael's. It wasn't that expensive. It was just in there. It wasn't like custom framing or anything. It was just like in their aisles of frames that they already have. And I think the wood color of the frame kind of pulls from the colors in like the roof and the windows and stuff. And so I really like how that looks, and I'm gonna fully finish it in here. And I had an idea to kind of like get those strip LED lights and put them along the bottom here, and that way it could kind of light it up. I thought that might look cool when I put this up like around Christmas as a decoration and stuff. I don't know how that would work because obviously I'd need to kind of get the cord out or have like LED lights that are battery powered maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it would work. It was just a thought and I have to kind of look into it more and see if I can figure out, but I think it would look really cool if I could put a light in there and kind of light it up. So yeah, this is not fully done. You can see it's not kind of straight either. But I will get this done because I do like the frame. So this was stitched on 32 count linen. I want to say it was called like pearl gray, I think. And I stitched 2 strands over 2 using the called for colors, which was a mix of DMC and Classic Colorworks. And I got all of the called for colors that were in the pattern. I think that's it for this one. Screenshot. Okay, and the next one is another fully finished object. So you haven't even seen the pattern before because I just kind of got this pattern and I stitched it and then I finished it completely. It's a very small pattern, so it like did not take me long at all. I started this on July 18th and I finished it on July 25th, so that was how like fast the pattern was. This is the mini Eiffel Tower by it was an Etsy shop called The Stitch Patterns that I found it on. I'm gonna write all the information below for everything that I talk about so that if you guys want to go check it out, you can. Ugh, my hair's just a mess right now. Okay, so this is the piece. See how cute that is? It's just a little Eiffel Tower and I think it's adorable, and it didn't take me very long to stitch at all. And then I found this little frame at Michael's as well when I got the other one, and the color kind of matches like the color in the Eiffel Tower, so I think it worked perfectly and I love this. So I just stitched this on an 18 count. Sorry if I'm looking down, I have my notes here. So this was an 18 count Ada that I had in my stash. I had gotten it at Michael's like a long time ago. It was a really big piece and I just kind of cut it up into smaller pieces for whatever projects I was working on. So 18 count oatmeal Ada, and then it was all DMC colors. So this was whatever was called for in the pattern. I think it was about like 7 or 8 different colors, and I used all the ones that they called for. And like I said, this didn't take me very long to stitch at all. But the kind of backstory to this piece is that I really love anything to do with like Paris and France. And because when I was in university, it's my last year of university, I went to France for a month and a half in the summer doing a summer abroad program, and we took a class on French culture, and we got to go visit like all the different like castles that are there and learn about the different people that live there and all the French culture, and it was just like a really great experience. I absolutely loved that experience, and ever since then I've kind of been like obsessed with anything that has to do with Paris or France. So any patterns I see that kind of have that theme, I gravitate towards. So when I saw this, I had to stitch this, especially because it's so small, I can finish it so quickly. So that was Mini Eiffel Tower by The Stitch Patterns on Etsy. Okay, the next one is not fully finished. It's a I finished stitching it, but I haven't finished the piece yet into anything. So this is, yay, this is Home Sweet Home Quaker by Tinsel Cross Stitch on Etsy. This again was like kind of a smaller piece. It didn't take me very long to do. I was like really into it when I was doing it. So this, I started it on August 20th and I finished it on August 27th. So it only took me a week to stitch this. And I worked on like only this in that week, and I was able to stitch it in a week. So this is 25 count Floba Lugana in the natural color, and I stitched it with 1 strand over 1 on with DMC 3777, and I don't know if you can see, but honestly it's super cute. I really like this flower down here, and it was a lot of fun to stitch. And so my idea for this is to finish it as like a little bell pull, and then you could put it on, like I could put it on my front door or something like that. But I have to see, I don't have any of the stuff yet to finish it, but that was just kind of like my idea of what I wanted to do with it, and I thought that would look really cute. I really love this fabric. I don't know if anyone has stitched on Floba before, but it just like has a really good like feel to it, and the color is kind of like, it's like it's cream, but it kind of has like speckles in it. And yeah, so this was just really enjoyable to stitch on, and I'm doing another piece on this that I'll show you later because it's in my new starts. But anyways, so that is that one. Okay, let me see what's next. I have my notes here. I wrote notes this time so I wouldn't forget stuff. Okay, so next is a piece called Wizard of Oz by Little Stitcher Shop on Etsy. I've got a lot of patterns from Etsy recently, so yeah, but like I said, I'll link below to where I bought everything so you guys can go take a look if you want. But I started this one on July 24th and I just finished it on September 30th. I didn't stitch like completely on it like that whole time. I worked on it for a little bit, took a break, did other stuff, worked on it again. So yeah, I don't think it wouldn't take that long if you were like primarily stitching on this. But anyways, this is The Wizard of Oz. And it says there's no place like home at the bottom. And I thought this was like super cute when I saw it on Etsy. I like that it kind of looks somewhat vintagey too. Like with the color palette that she used and stuff for the pattern. And I really enjoyed stitching this. So this is an 18 count oatmeal Aida. This is the same as the Eiffel Tower one. This is off of the same piece. I cut it to size. So this is an 18 count oatmeal Aida from Michaels. I did 2 strands over 1 and I used all of the called for DMC colors. There was actually like a lot of colors. It doesn't look like it, but there was actually like quite a few colors because like especially in the Tin Man, like this is like 3 or 4 different colors of gray. And then like, yeah, in the browns, there's like this color brown and this color brown are different. And in here, there's like 3 or 4 different browns here. So there was quite a few colors to get, but I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm happy with that. So that's Wizard of Oz. Okay, and trying to keep things organized as I go, or else I have a big mess to clean up at the end, which always happens when I film. Okay, so we're coming up to the last finish that I have. Also was a start and finish from the last time I filmed. And this is Halloween by Jardin Privé. And this is what it looks like. You guys can see that. It's honestly like really cute. I really enjoyed stitching this. I stitched this really quickly too because I was like kind of obsessed with it once I started it. So I started on August 31st and finished on September 15th. So it took me about 2 weeks to stitch this. This is done on a 40 count Newcastle linen in the color Natural. I did 1 strand over 2 and I used all the called for DMC colors. This was my first time. You can see the stitches are so tiny, but this was my first time working with, ooh, it's in the way. This is my first time working on 40 count and I actually really enjoyed it. I was kind of concerned like going over 2 on 40 count, like if I would mess up or anything, but I really enjoyed using 40 count and I like that it kind of gets, like pieces end up being smaller. I don't like having like huge pieces, huge finished projects. So it was really nice to use 40 count, and like I bought 40 count now since doing this one so that I can do other stuff on 40 count as well. I don't think, yeah, normally I would have used like 32 or 36 count. That was like probably the smallest count that I've done before. Anyways, I've never really been into like Halloween or anything like that, but now since this year I've been like more into Halloween stitching for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I see Halloween patterns, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute, I have to stitch that, even though I normally don't really like Halloween that much. So anyways, this is the first Halloween stitching that I did, and I have another one that I started, and then I have other stuff that is going to be in my haul video next that's Halloween too. So I don't really know what got into me with that, but okay. Next, this one I really love, and this one you've seen before. I've showed it to you in both videos, I think. For sure my last one, but I'm pretty sure I showed it to you in the first video as well. But this is Quaker Floral Puzzle by Ink Circles, and ooh, I might have to back up. It's kind of big, so you can see it. It's so pretty. every time I pull this out, I just like am in awe because it's so pretty. I love this design. This pattern is amazing. The colors are amazing. Let's see if I can bring it forward a bit. So I'm going to show you what it looked like last time that I did it so that you can see and you can compare. And now to see, this is what it looks like now. So I've stitched like from last time, I think I stitched like this section and like this middle piece. So this is the middle of the design. And so I made it all the way to one side. I made it all the way from one end to the other. And then on this side, I made it down to the middle point. And then this side, I'm a little bit away from the middle. So I'm not quite halfway done, but I'm getting close to being halfway done on this piece. And I'll show you, I'll insert a picture of the finished piece now if you want to see it. But I think you can kind of get the idea of what it's going to look like because it all is symmetrical. So that is Quaker Floral Puzzle by Ink Circles. And this is a 32 count Belfast linen. The color is charcoal. And I'm doing 2 strands over 2 on 2 strands over 2 with the called for DMC colors. There's a number of colors here. I have them here. They're all a bit tangled, but yeah, there's the colors. So there's all the DMC colors. I started this on May 14th, and so I'm reaching the halfway point now. So this is something I kind of pull out like when I feel like pulling it out. I don't like stitch on anything specific. I kind of stitch on like what I feel like stitching, which means like I end up with a lot of starts and not always a lot of finishes. But this is just the way that's like enjoyable for me to stitch. I don't want to feel like, oh, I have to stitch all this, I have to finish this. Like I just kind of like doing what I want to do and what's enjoyable to me. So I pull this out every so often and I work on it, and I'm pretty happy with the progress I've made so far. I don't think I'll finish it by the end of the year, but hopefully I'll finish it like for spring, so that, because it's a very like spring kind of color palette to me. So hopefully I'll finish it by spring, and then I can put it up in the new place when we're moved in. Okay, let me set that to the side. And next up is another whip that I've showed you before in the first video. I think in my first Flosstube video. Anyways, I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it. And here is what it looks like now. So I finished the top piece, and I started the border on one of the boxes down below. I can't remember exactly where I was before, but the picture will show you so you can see the comparison. But this is, there's six boxes below, so this is like one, oh my gosh, I can't hold things. Okay, so this is like one box here, and then there's gonna be one here, and down, and I have it folded behind, so there'll be 6 boxes below. This is also more like spring-like to me, so I haven't really been stitching on it much lately. Just because I'm not really in the mood for the spring colors right now. I'm kind of in more of a fall and Halloween mood right at the moment. So this hasn't gotten a lot of work on it lately, but it'll come back out again probably more so in the beginning of the year, of next year, like springtime and stuff. But anyways, this is super cute. I really like how it looks, and the colors are really nice. Okay, so details on this is a 32 count Lugana in light taupe. I'm doing 2 strands over 2, yep. And I'm using all the called for colors, which is a combination of DMC and Classic Colorworks. And I'm doing all of the called for ones. I didn't make any substitutions. I started this one on May 3rd. So it doesn't look like much progress for May 3rd, but I haven't really been working on it that much, so that's why it's not really, it's not very far. But that's okay, because I'm enjoying it still. Okay, so next up we have my new starts, and I have 4 new starts to show you. And I wanted to make sure I was doing them like in order of like when I started them, kind of chronological order, if you will. And so I have all my notes written down when I started it. It's okay. So this next one is just one second. So the next one is called All Creatures Great and Small. It's by Barbara Anna Designs. I'll insert a picture here of what the finished piece will look like, and then I'll show you where I am. And so let's see. This is where I am currently. That's all I have done, is this piece in the middle and the little tree, some people. So that's the only part I have done right now. Not very much progress. I was working on this, and then like in here I was missing like 1 or 2 colors, and so I kind of stopped because I wanted to finish that. I wanted to get the colors and then finish it. And every time I was going to like, it's anchor floss, so Michael's like doesn't carry it, and anytime I was going to my local needlework shop, they were out of that color that I needed. So it took me a while to find the color, but I have it now. So this is kind of like in the back of my mind that I want to work on this again, because I do really love the finished piece. And so this is the same fabric as that last piece, as the forest piece that I showed you. This is a 32 count Lugana in light taupe. I'm doing 2 strands over 2 in all of the call for floss, which is anchor. I'm using the call for anchor floss. Because I knew like anchor would be a little bit more difficult for me to get, because Michael's doesn't really carry it. They have like a few, but they don't really have a big selection of anchor. I had wanted to try and convert it to DMC, but the conversions aren't really looking nice to me, so I ended up getting all of the anchor floss from my local needlework shop, obviously with the exception of the 1 or 2 colors that they were missing, but I've gotten them since then. So these are all the colors here, and I really like the color palette here because it's like very muted and just like fall-like to me. I really enjoy this color palette. So yep, that's All Creatures Great and Small. And what date? Oh, date. Started that on July 16th. Okay, next up. Okay, sorry, coffee, water. Okay, sorry, coffee, water. Okay, so next up I started, this was what I considered my birthday start, although I didn't start it like right on my birthday. I don't know why I didn't start it exactly on my birthday. There was a reason, but I can't remember. So my birthday was July 30th. And this I started on August 1st. So this is my birthday start, and it is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I've been looking at this pattern like every time I see somebody else who's done it, or I see it on their website, and I've wanted to stitch it for a long time, and so I finally decided that I would start that as my birthday start. So this is, I'll show you, I'll insert a picture here of what the finished piece looks like. If you've like followed people who do these kind of projects on YouTube, you've probably seen them. Like Long Dog Samplers are pretty popular, and I was really excited to start this one. So anyways, that was what it was gonna look like, and this is where I'm at in it. I feel like I've done a ton, but obviously like this piece is big, so this is not really actually that much. Oh, where's my needle? Sorry, I gotta just move my needle out of the way. There we go. So that is where I'm at. I started in the top left corner, and I've done almost completed this whole motif, so I'm missing like, geez, this is so hard. I'm missing like the bottom of this part here and then continue down. So but I'm really excited about this. I love this. This is the Floba fabric again that I was talking about at the beginning. I really enjoy working on this. It feels so nice. It's got a nice drape and it's got a nice feel to it. It's not like too stiff, and I don't find it the weave too loose on it, so it's really nice to work on. So my details for this. So this is a 25 count Floba Lugana in natural. It's I'm using DMC 632, and I'm doing 1 strand over 1. I like stitching over 1 because the pieces end up being smaller, and also because I don't have to, like, if I'm trying to count, I don't have to try and count two for every 1 stitch. Like, that just sometimes confuses me and I miscount. So on a piece this big, I didn't want to do that. So I'm doing over 1 on 25 count. So I guess that would be like the equivalent of doing over 2 on a 50 count fabric. But I really enjoy stitching this way. So I started this on August 1st, which was a couple days after my birthday. And see, let's go in a bit. Yep. Anyways, that's my first long dog, and I'm really excited. Actually, I'm pretty sure I showed you the other long dog I started a while ago, which I'll show you at the end of the video, but I'm actually gonna like take that out. Because I'm just not liking the way it's looking. I'm not gonna like not do it. I am gonna restart it, and I'm not gonna do it on the fabric that I have right now. But I'll show you that again at the end. So I guess technically this is not my first long dog samplers, but this is the first one that I'm like continuing with. So, and there's the colors there's the thread that goes with it. So I probably need more, but that's good for now. Okay, and then next we have another pattern that I bought on Etsy. I've been like searching Etsy lately. There's a lot of really nice patterns out there on Etsy, so that's where I've been looking. And this is called Ackworth Patchwork Sampler. It's it's from a shop called Vivsters on Etsy. I'm gonna put the link below for you guys, but it's kind of like a patchwork like piece, and this piece is gonna look really messy when I show it to you because I have threads like hanging everywhere. So I'm sorry about that. I will do my best to make it look as nice as I can, but this is where it is. It's like so many threads. So like basically when I stitch, when I go over 1, I end up pulling the thread like a couple stitches over, so that when I fill in that square, the floss like goes over the ending of the thread and kind of anchors it in place. And so that's why all the threads are there, because I did all the outline. So this is the entire size of the piece. All of these boxes are going to get filled in. So that's why there's so many hanging threads, because it's all the ends from the border. And then once I like, so like for example, this thread right here is coming from the stitches on the side. When I finished my thread off, I bring it along the back and then I pull it through the front. And that way, once I stitch this area, I'm going to stitch over that thread at the back, and it's going to kind of anchor it in place, and then I'll trim it off of the front, and you won't see it on the front. You can see over here, ooh, like you can't see any in here because I've trimmed them all in there, but the border threads would have been through there as well. So once I get further going, it'll clear it up. But since I did the entire border first, like it's left a lot of threads hanging. But I'm really enjoying doing this piece because it's like kind of something different. It's more like, I really enjoy quilting as well, and this kind of reminds me of like quilting a little bit, with like all the squares put together. And I like these colors, and honestly the stitches are looking like really nice like that. So I've been really enjoying working on this piece. This is called no, Ackworth Patchwork Sampler. Yes, so this is 1 strand over 1. I'm using all the called for DMC colors, which are right here. This is the DMC floss. And then I'm trying to think, what is this fabric called? I don't remember. It's a 25 count, I think, of Lugana, but I can't remember for sure if it's 25 or 28, and I don't know the color because I lost the tag, and I don't think I have it. I'm gonna try and see, like, in my notes here, if I have it written down what this is. I don't, because I think it was like a spare piece of fabric I had at home already, and I don't know what it is. But anyways, that is Ackworth Patchwork Sampler. And so with this piece, like I work from home. I have a desk. I'm in my office right now, but I have my desk with my computer here, and I like to keep a project in my office for like to pick up on my break. I have like a 10-minute break, so I don't really like go to do anything. I keep my stitching here and I pick it up and I stitch for like 10 minutes. So I usually keep a simpler piece, like less colors. So this one, there's only like 7 colors on here. And then like, it's kind of more simple because like you can do a box at a time. And so I keep this one up in the office. So it's kind of like slow going because I obviously don't get a lot of time to stitch while I'm at work, because I just stitch on like my 10-minute breaks, and then on my lunch, I have an hour-long lunch, so I usually go and I will like eat and stuff, and then if I'm done eating early, I'll come back to my office and I'll stitch for the rest of my lunch break. So it doesn't really get like a ton done on it, but that's okay because it's like just like kind of like steady progress on it, and it's something easy that I can keep up here to do while I'm working. I don't want anything complicated because I don't have a lot of time to work on it. Okay, and the last piece, I just picked this up. I went to my local needlework shop over the weekend on Saturday, and I just picked up the fabric, the threads, and the pattern. I saw the pattern there and I picked it up and I was like, yeah, okay, I need to get this. I've seen it online before, but I was like, oh, I really like that pattern, but I don't know if I want to order it like for shipping. Usually if I'm getting a paper pattern, I buy it from my local needlework shop. I prefer to wear PDF patterns, but obviously you can't always get everything on PDF. So when I went into my local needlework shop over the weekend and I saw this, I had to pick it up. And so I ended up getting the threads and the fabric as well while I was there, and I started stitching it over the weekend. So this is called Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm going to put a picture. Oh no, I can show you the pattern. I don't even have to insert a picture. But this is the pattern right here. And I think it's super cute. And again, it's Halloween, which I don't normally stitch, but suddenly like everything looks cute. So yeah, I guess I'm stitching Halloween. But anyways, this, yeah, Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is the first Cottage Garden Samplings pattern that I've done. Although like I've had my eye on the Year in the Woods, and like I probably will end up getting that. I just haven't really decided on whether I would want to do it like all as one piece or divide it into like the seasons or what. So I haven't gotten that, but I keep seeing Cottage Garden Sampling stuff and I like it. So I ended up getting these, the little pumpkins. They're the cutest. And then I picked up another 40 count linen, and the color is called Summer Khaki, and I'll show it to you here. It's in my Q-snap because I'm working on it now. Like I was just stitching it before I decided to film, and I'm gonna go back to it afterwards. But yeah, so this is where I am on it. Oh, there's a little fluff on it. Okay, so there, I started in the middle. I decided to start in the middle. So I'm doing it's gonna say Trick or Treat, and then these are like all the spider webs. So yeah, this is a 40 count Newcastle linen in color Summer Khaki. I'm stitching with 1 strand over 2, and I'm using the DMC that's called for in the pattern. So the pattern calls for majority DMC, and then it calls for 2 weeks dye works, but it has a DMC alternative listed, and I'm just using the DMC alternative. I didn't buy any of the weeks dye work stuff. So this is, I'm using all DMC, but it's all listed on the pattern. And I'm using the ones that they have listed. And I'll show you the colors. There's all the colors there. And this has been like so much fun to stitch. And I can't decide what screenshot I'm going to use, so those are 2. It's been so much fun to stitch, and I can't believe how like into Halloween I've been getting, but I guess I'm embracing spooky season this year. Maybe I've just like never been a fan of Halloween because I don't like scary things. Like, I don't like being scared. I don't like watching Halloween. Like, I don't watch like horror movies. I don't like going to haunted houses. I don't like any of that stuff. So I think that's why I've like never been into Halloween, but this year I'm really into like pumpkins and Halloween decor and stuff. So I'm gonna enjoy Halloween without the scary parts of Halloween. Anyways, this is, when did I start this? October 1st. So I guess like kind of like, oh, it's October, it's Halloween month. Let's start something new that's Halloween related. And also I just went to my local needlework shop and bought this, so I need to start it right now. But yeah, so that is Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. And I think that's everything that I have to show you right now. Like I said, I actually have like quite a bit of haul that I want to show you. I had an order from 123 Stitch for a couple of patterns that I kitted up, and then I also was at my local needlework shop on the weekend when I bought the Trick or Treat pattern. I also bought a couple of other patterns and kitted them up as well. So I want to show you that, but I'm gonna save that for my next video. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna film that, maybe like later this week or something, because I didn't want to make this one super long, and we're coming up on like 40 minutes already. Maybe a little bit shorter than that once I edit, but I really didn't want to make this too long, because I know you don't always have a lot of time to sit and watch Flosstube, so that's it. I've been working on all cross stitch lately because I usually, like in the summer when it's warm, my knitting, my crocheting, like my mojo on that just kind of like goes away because it's just too hot. I can't even think about using yarn right then. So I'm expecting it to come back now that fall is here, the weather's cooling down, and I will probably have some whips to show you in that area another time, but for now it's been like all cross stitch that I've been working on. I also just recently finished a quilt, but I of course forgot to take pictures of it, so I don't even have anything to show you. That was a lot of fun to do. I haven't sewed a quilt in quite a while. I want to say like last Christmas was the last time I sewed a quilt. I made quilts for some Christmas presents, and that was probably the last time. So it was fun to get my sewing machine out again. I have some plans to make a few project bags for my cross stitch. I've made project bags in the past for my knitting, but I've never done cross stitch project bags, and I don't actually even have any cross stitch project bags. So I have some fall fabric that I got at Michael's when I was shopping, and then I also bought this super cute, oh wait, let me get it 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So when I was picking up fabric for the quilt, I saw this super cute Halloween fabric, and I ended up buying it, and I want to make a project bag out of it, and this is it. Isn't it adorable? All these little pumpkins. I love the colors, and I love all the little pumpkins. And so I want to make a project bag out of this, and then I also have some fall fabric to make project bags out of. So I do want to start that. I have decent sewing experience, so I'm not really like intimidated by making a project bag. It's just a matter of like actually getting sort of a pattern. I know a lot of you have followed the tutorial from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and so I probably will do that one as well, because I think that's, from what I've heard, I haven't watched the video yet, but from what I've heard, that's like a really good, she does a really good job of showing you how to make a project bag, and so I will probably follow her video on how to do it so that I can make a project bag out of this super cute fabric that I bought. This was just like a spur of the moment buy. I saw it on the website when I was ordering fabric for the quilt I was making, and I had to buy it, so we're gonna make a project bag out of that. And I don't think I have any other plans. I don't plan to start anything new right now because I just started this Halloween pattern, so I think that's it. But if you have any questions about anything I showed you today, let me know down below. And if you enjoyed my video, please feel free to subscribe and like and leave a comment below and let me know what you've been stitching on and whether you're into, actually, yeah, that's the question I want to ask you guys. Are you into spooky season stitching, or do you just like kind of skip over Halloween and go to Christmas? Because that's how I've always been in the past, but this year I have gotten into Halloween stitching. So let me know below. I want to know, do you stitch for Halloween? And let me know what spooky season stitching you are working on this year. Okay, thanks for stopping by and watching, and if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around for the whole video. I am gonna try and get back like more often. I don't want to leave it for like, I think it's been like 2 months since my last video, and I don't want to leave it that long again, so I'm gonna try and get back here for regular videos like another 2 weeks. I know I need to do my haul video before that, but 2 weeks I think is my plan, and I'm hoping I can stick to that because I don't want to leave it this long and have so much stuff to show you like I do today. So keep an eye out for my haul video, and thanks for stopping by. Bye.